Hello, mathematical literacy learners. Welcome to Converting Imperial. Imperial system is things like yards and inches and pounds and gallons and miles. So they are used in countries like America. To do this, we use conversion factors. They make it easy. Now, I have a few questions here and I have the conversion factors on next to each question. Now, if you want, you can pause the video, then try them out and then check out the answers. In the exam, you will also get the conversion factors. So let's start with converting 6 yards to meters. So what I do is when I'm answering these questions, I also write it. It says I must convert 6 yards to meters. That way I don't have to keep going back and checking. Then I say all the way to meters, and then I say go and find my conversion factor. In this particular one, the conversion factor says 1 yard is equal to 0.9144 meters. So let's use that. We know that 1 yard is equal to 0.9144 meters. This I know, right? So I'm very much aware of this, because this is given to me. So I'm going to use what is given to me to find out the unknown, which in this side is 6 yard in meters. Okay, so I would like to use a cross multiplication here, where I start with my is equal to. This way I don't have to be like, oh, so do I multiply, do I divide? It's all going to come out on its own. So what I say here is, I am asked, I have 6 yards, and the yards is written on the left, so I'm going to write the rest of it. So now I have 6 yards and is equal to meters. So if you like, you can write X, you can write Y. I like to write unknown because we do not know it yet, right? And then what I do is I write my lines that points which one goes to which one, like that and like that. So I know that I'm going to take 1 yard multiplied by unknown, take 6 yard multiplied by 0.9144. Okay, let's do that part. So now what we're going to say is, we're going to say 1 yard is multiplied by unknown, and then we say is equal to, and then we do the rest, which is 6 yards multiplied by 0.9144 meters, right? Then I say, now I have it like this. My unknown is over here and it multiplies 1 yard. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. And then I'm going to divide by 1 yard. Then this cancels that. Then I do the same thing that I did on the other side. I divide by 1 yard. Now I have unknown on this side is equal to 6 times 0.9144 divided by 1. So I say 6 times 0.9144 divided by 1, and I have 5.4864 meters. Remember I said I was converting to meters, so now it's meters. Now I'll check if my answer says round off to 2 decimal, whole number, but it doesn't say anything on this particular question, so I'm done. Then we go to number 2. Number 2 says convert 0.3 inches to millimeters. Note that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So again, what I do is I write it down. I say 0.3 inches. I'm supposed to convert it to millimeters. So that is the question. The question said I must convert to millimeters. Then I'm going to use the conversion factor. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. This I know, right? Now I'm looking at my millimeters there, and I'm saying 0.3 inches to millimeters. But if I use this conversion factor, I will get centimeters. This says I will get centimeters, right? But here it says I must answer it millimeters. I'm not going to be worried because I now know how to convert metric system to metric system by using the King Henry method. Or I know that centimeters can be converted to millimeters. So I'm just going to use what I have and get what I get. And then I will try and get to millimeters afterwards. So let's do that. So let's convert our 0.3 inches. So I wrote inches this side, and therefore 0.3 will also be here because it's inches as well. And I do not know how many centimeters this is. So I'm going to say unknown, right? Then I say I'm going to cross multiply, right? So now I say 1 inch multiplied by unknown is equal to, then I say 0.3 multiplied by 2.54 centimeters, right? Then I say, okay, my unknown is sitting here being multiplied by 1 inch. What is the opposite of multiply? It is divide. And then I divide by 1 inch. And then on this side, I'm going to come and do the same thing and divide by 1 inch. Right? Then I'm going to get the answer, which is 0.3 multiplied by 2.54 divided by 1. I know 1 is not going to change anything, but just in case next time it's 3.5, I know you're supposed to use it. So the answer here is 0.762 centimeters. Remember, the conversion factor says it will only get us to centimeters. We're not worried. We will sort out when we get there. Now, are we done? We're not done answering because the question said we must convert to millimeters. Now, what I'm going to do then is say, now I'm going to convert to millimeter by saying 0.762 centimeters. So I see I don't round off yet because I'm not done. Then I multiply that by 10. Then I get 70.62 centimeters. If you're still having problems converting millimeters to centimeters, centimeters to meters and kilometers, there is a video. I will put it on the description, the link on the description box where it teaches you how to convert all of those. Okay, so we're going to do number 3. 120 lb. lb is pounds to kilograms. So I'm going to change pounds to kilograms, and it says use the conversion factor. 1 pound is equal to 453 grams. So let's first write our question. 120 pounds to kilograms. So let's do that. 120 pounds lb to kilograms. Right? Okay, so what is the conversion factor that I've given us? So just imagine you're sitting in an exam room, and this is the only conversion factor you've been given. You have no choice but to use it. Hence, 1 pound is equal to 453 grams. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change our 120 pounds to grams. We're not going to worry that it says kilograms, but first we're going to use this conversion factor. Say, first things first, the is equal to. There's an is equal to at the top. I must also put the is equal to at the bottom. And then I'm going to look for pounds. Pounds is on the left, and therefore I will write my 120 pounds on the left as well. And then on the right, I do not know how many grams this is going to be, but I'm going to get it soon, right? Then I'm going to say 1 pound multiplied by unknown is equal to 120 pounds multiplied by 453 grams. Right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for unknown. Unknown is here. It's multiplying 1 pound. So I'm going to do the opposite by dividing by 1 pound. And therefore that 1 pound is now gone. What I've done on the side, I then come and do to the other side, which is 1. But it's like grade 8 and 9, this thing. Right? Okay, so now I have unknown is equal to, and then I use my calculator to get the answer. So here I'm going to say 120 multiplied by 453 is equal to, divided by 1, is equal to 54,360 grams. Remember we said the conversion factor will get you to grams, but then the question said 120 pounds to kilograms, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say 54,360 grams divided by 1,000, and that is going to give me 54.36 kilograms. Again, if you're having problems with converting grams to kilograms, the link will be on the description that will send you to the video that will assist you. Okay, so let's move on to number 4. Number 4 says 5 liters to gallons, and use the conversion factor 1 gallon is equal to 3.8 liters, right? Okay, 3.8 liters is equal to, let me copy it as is. What am I doing? Number 4 says 5 liters to gallons, right? Okay, so 1 gallon is equal to 3.8 liters. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I know my conversion factor says this, therefore I'm going to start with is equal to, and then I'm going to say gallons this side, and I have liters, so no, this is not it. 5 liters, okay, there it is. 5 liters is what we have. See, at the top is liters, at the bottom is liters. We're trying to change these liters to gallons at the top, and our unknown gallons at the bottom. See? And then we cross multiply. Right, now we're going to say 1 gallon multiplied by 5 liters is equal to unknown multiplied by 3.8 liters, right? And then we're going to say, where's our unknown? There is our unknown over there, multiplying 3.8 liters. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 3.8 liters. That will cancel that. Whatever I've done this side and then come on this side, I divide it by 3.8 liters. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say unknown is equal to, then I'm going to use my calculator. 1 times 5 is equal to, divided by 3.8 is equal to 1.31 5789 474 gallons, right? Then I say I can round off. So I'm having an error each to round off this to 2 decimal places. Decimal is on the other side of the comma. Therefore, now I'm just going to go and look for the comma. There it is. After the decimal, it's 1, 2. There's 2 decimal. I'm going to check out the neighbor. Again, there's a video for that does all of this. And then I'm going to round off. And the neighbor there says 1 must go up by and become 2. So my answer is going to be 1.32 gallons is equal to our unknown. And that is my final answer. Yes. Okay, so last one, which is number 5. Number 5 says I must convert 856 milliliters to pint. Right. Therefore, I must use then the conversion factor that says 1 pint is equal to 473 milliliters. Okay, so how many do I have? I have is equal to them. I have milliliters there. So I'm going to write the milliliters on the side because there's millimeters there as well. 856 milliliters. And then unknown, cross multiply. Then it's going to be 1 pint multiplied by 856 milliliters is equal to unknown multiplied by 473 milliliters. Then I go and find my unknown there. Okay, my unknown is multiplying by 473. And then the opposite of multiply is divide. So I'm dividing by 473 milliliters, and then that's gone, and now unknown is on its own. But I'm not done. I go and do the same thing on the side. Divide by 473 milliliters, and then I'm good. I'm just going to use my calculator and find the unknown. 1 times 856 is equal to, divided by 473 is equal to. So I always make sure, even when I know it's useless, but to get used to the way it's done. So I'm doing it like that. Right, so we were supposed to change to pints. So I'm going to round this off to 3 decimal places, to a whole number. Let's round off to a whole number. So a whole number means that there is, round off to the first unit, whole number. That means there's no comma anymore. That means I will end there, and I'll look at the neighbor, and I will say neighbor is 5 or above, so it's above, and therefore it will say this must increase, so I will have 2 pints. Done. That is my final answer.